Everyone, welcome. Welcome to another great episode of 25 and Older. It's your girl,
Hold
Nicole.
on. 25 and who?
Older, over,
25 and over.
above,
Bitch, you don't know what show
arriba.
you on? Like,
Y'all know how many times I fucked that up, but I haven't fucked it up. It's just because I like to say it that way.
okay.
Thank you.
Shit, am I the only one drinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I had
detox.
to stop drinking, right? I had to stop drinking, but welcome everybody. Thank you. It's been a hell of a fucking week, but we made it here today. So thank you to our guests for showing up. Thank you for you guys for showing up.
Thank you.
And yeah.
Well, it's your boy Billy the Bad Guy, Billy the Goat, Billy the Kid, Billy the Billionaire, Bills, Billy the God. I was waiting for Wolf to say, what else? yo, it's so crazy. I had that experience where somebody was like, it's Billy the God, Billy the Bad Guy, Billy the Kid, Billy the Goat. And then someone else I knew yelled, what else? And I was like, Wolf was on to something. But yeah, that's everything that's on me right now.
That's not right now.
Bro, it's
But
your girl, Tanique, and we back.
And we back. And today we have a
We black.
special guest with us today. He's from the Tribe Chat podcast. And his name is Omari the Rebel.
yeah.
Shout out to him coming by today.
Thank you.
You see the rebel.
I really am excited.
No, we're gonna get into some things this episode. So let me just give you a little backstory about how I met Omari.
Okay.
I met Omari on the same platform as I met you ladies. He auditioned for the 25 and Over Club.
Older.
Back 25 and Over Club last summer. And you threw me off.
I didn't make the cut, God damn it.
You was for the guys, you was in the top two.
You were.
You was in the top
And
two.
I really thought, I thought you was gonna make it, damn it. I did.
I'm still sad about that to this day.
Oh,
No, but you at least-
sorry.
But we need to be down with the crew, man.
We never forgot about you. You on the show now.
No, absolutely.
I'm happy to be
Your
here,
name has
real
been
shit.
around.
Nah, it's cool. But he also has his own dope podcast called Tribe Chat. And what made him interesting to me is
Now you
when
gotta show
they
your shirt.
Yeah, check the shirt out. I've been looking at it since you came in.
when
Check the shirt.
Yes.
Yes.
everybody
Check the hat.
merch is in
Can
the
we
building.
Can we merch is in the building? We can talk about it
Now, we
later.
normally lay out the merchandise across the table when we get here, and I have like
Smart.
in the back.
Very,
Yep.
very smart.
I love it. I love it. Love it.
Right. So when
I like
we
the girl, so I love the
first met
shirt.
him, I had to do everybody's application. I was looking at their social media. Come to think about it, your social media wasn't working. I think you was missing a letter.
I didn't have social media at the time. Remember?
That's why. And I'm like, why I can't find this girl? Because I want to know who was coming, who was joining. And then I didn't, some way, somehow, I think you followed our Twitter. And then the old co-host, Lil, at the time, was on the show. And she saw your Twitter. And then she started sending me pictures. And I was like, oh, he's an adult film star.
Yes.
Yes. Please repeat after me. An adult
Film star.
That's the joke, like fucking and sucking on camera.
Right. For those that don't know, now you know.
Right. So then, me being a Virgo I started investigating. I saw that he started hosting play parties.
I'm
And
curious.
yeah, because I was
2019.
like, yeah, he's posting play parties and he hosts swinger parties. And I went to dive into that. So I'm like, recently on the show, we spoke about being, possibly wanting to go
Going
to a
to
sex
one,
club.
right.
And we went to talk about
Honestly, I've been very, very, very interested. If they show you, I've been very interested to a point where I told you I got invited to one and they told me the rules and regulations.
Which one did you get invited to?
I can't say.
Oh, was it local?
Yes, it was local though. It was here in New York. And then they also had one in Philly. So I was like, if I don't go to this
I
one,
got a partner in Philly.
yeah, if I don't go to this one, I should go to this one. But then the person I was talking to, weren't really comfortable with doing it. And then they weren't really comfortable with me doing it as well. So I kind of put a pause on it. But now I feel like I'm tired of putting pause because other people. So
yeah, for me,
I'm very
it's a matter
curious.
of, I'm curious, but I want to go and I don't want to do anything. I want to watch.
Voyeur.
well, yeah, I
Yes,
told
of
them
course,
that's why we
man.
explained
Yeah.
it.
A lot of people do
Furniture.
this, man. This is a lot what people do when they have their first experience there. Check it out.
I get a lot of check it out.
Baby, 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 baby.
And then I also get I get the ones on Twitter. Everybody got a freak Twitter. I don't post anything, but I observe. And
He put
I get a
himself
lot
out
of
there.
I get a lot of notifications for like not notifications, but the locals. I guess there's the locals, but then there's the underground.
locals.
And
Right,
there's the
right.
one in the hotels rooms and in the world of monkeypox.
I got it.
What's the difference?
Oh.
Are we going?
I'm glad that you let me talk.
I'm so sorry that we diving right in, but what's the difference?
The last time that I actually sat in the studio when we did our show, there were two people who joined us. There was a beautiful lady that I recently reconnected with. Her name Dirty Lola. When you look at this Netflix series called The Principles of Pleasure,
Yes,
she is the very first woman that you see.
Oh, yeah?
Dirty Lola came through and sat here,
That's
and
what's up.
sitting where my brother Billy is sitting was a gentleman named Daniel Saint. So what you should know is there is a sex club right around the corner from here. And Daniel was talking to us about it. Yes, in Soho. It's called the New Society for Wellness. It's called the New Society for Wellness. You know what I mean? It's been around for a couple of years. It's been on TV and such. It was on USA Today. You know what I mean? And he got to talk to me about a lot of what they offer, and what makes a lot of what the club is different is who they are trying to cater the experience to, and how they try to distinguish themselves in this high saturated market of, open sex parties, or parties that are for people who want to sexually explore. Now, with the New Society for Wellness, it's top notch. It's what we would consider more like high end.
Okay.
They have their own cryptocurrency there.
Oh, wow.
They have their own dating app there. Like a lot of people,
Ooh.
yes, like you go on there, Daniel was showing that. They have their NFTs called pirate bunnies and stuff like that. They're just trying to put on there. Like when you go to the New Society for Wellness,
this sounds
there's typically like when I went there,
fancy.
Daniel sat here and he invited me to come through, and there's typically a performance and shit like that. So you're gonna
love a
get
performance.
Yes, when you come, you walk in,
performance.
they lay out a little bit of rules and stuff like that. There's a dress code in the New Society for Wellness.
Right.
It's all black.
Right.
So you come there, you sit down, and they go and give you the spiel and such like that. It's 420 friendly. We all smoking hella weed out there, and then you get to see a performance at a certain time of night and such to get everybody to open up and such like this. You walk in, there's a bunch of beds and stuff like that, and all the way towards the back of the room is like kind of like a BDSM room. It's really, really fly. Now, what you were talking about, we've been doing this since 2019. We try to stay away from the hotel parties. Why?
So that's the underground,
Well, I mean, I got a lot of friends who do this.
or is
But
It's just getting started. We don't really got somewhere to go yet, so it's like we just gonna meet up at the hotel.
so the hotel, I mean, here's my issue with the hotel parties. One of the things is when you're trying to curate a sexually open environment, the thing is difficult to do to keep everybody comfortable when you have to feel like you're being on the low.
Right.
That's the shit that I don't like.
Right.
Having
You
to
can't
work.
be loud in the hotel.
Hotel security shit. I had this party that I went to. There used to be, back in the day, this may be before your time, we had
before our time?
nasty magazines. We had magazines where you actually turn the pages and you
Oh,
looked
you
at
think we
pussy.
are.
Okay? And the most famous amongst all in the black community was a magazine publication called Blacktail, right? So I met the woman who was the publisher and editor there at this hotel party. The problem is it was cold as fuck, and we had to hide and shit. Like, yo, hey,
Wait a minute.
like for real, we had to, shh, guys, the security is coming. So like, you can't get your dick hard, and you got to be out there, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah, I don't
40-degree
wanna be
weather
quiet,
and shit.
right,
Like,
right,
come
right.
on, man. Nah,
No.
and also like when people come there, they want to make sure that they feel like they are in an open environment where they can express themselves, but also that they're safe. You know what I mean?
Right. I think
So
that's what we
like
talked
that,
about.
just you have to let somebody in with the key card and shit like that.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
There's a lot of people who tend to prefer a lot of Airbnbs this way because what they have when you go to
open.
these events are playrooms, the rooms that are designated for the sexual environment. For the sexual activity to occur. The Airbnb setup allows for more space. So this way, you'll have a common area where people can sit and fraternize so that people can warm up, but then you go to the play area if you want to really get it popping. Now, the thing with, we've been doing this for so long.
We see.
We made a lot of connections with a lot of people who do this, people who own properties and stuff like this. So now, like, because we really want to take our brand to the next level, we don't do any hotel parties. That's not our thing and such. Okay. And we don't do Airbnb parties at all. There's actual the swinger clubs, properties where you can go on any given night There's a New Society for Wellness. There's Caligula in Queens. The New Society for Wellness, they open up some more. There's also another place in Manhattan. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a few all around the country. You got Saints and Sinners in Philly and Jersey. You have an entire resorts in Florida and stuff like this. We even have award shows.
I thought I can. That's why when you asked me, I thought I couldn't mention what I got invited to. So that's another question.
Yeah,
But
I think that's my next question.
Well, people want to keep them. What I would say is this, though. Maybe the gentleman or the woman or whomever, how they identify, they probably want to protect their anonymity, and I can understand that. But like when it comes to the clubs themselves, people are known. Like we have International Swingers Day. Like if you was on our page, you see that picture where everybody wears like 30 people all naked on the beach. All right, that's International Swingers Day. So a lot of people like, but they do want to protect their anonymity because of their social life is still under the influence of a real sex negative society. But you also like the clubs, they're there.
Are you
Saints
saying,
and Sinners is there. Caligula is there.
Are you saying, so that's what I'm saying. So are you saying the person that invited me wants to protect themselves?
Yeah, I would just like, we don't even, you know what I'm saying? Whoever that person
gotcha.
may be, they may deserve the right to keep their identity
Got it,
private.
that's what I wanted
But like,
to know.
we all know what New Society for Wellness includes.
Right.
I got invited to
I
something.
think that the next question for me would be is what would make a sex club legal or illegal?
Good one.
All right, see, one of the things that
Good one.
All right, so when you guys are hosting parties and things like this, a lot of times you see BYOB, bring your own bottle, because nobody has a liquor license, all right? And I know people, they start feeling themselves. Every now and then, this doesn't even happen on a regular.
And that's crazy.
But people start feeling themselves. They start getting hungry. Look, you got to do what you got to do. But when you got to go up in there and have to buy liquor at the event, now, relative
takes
to
away
all other events, this is a little bit more expensive. So it feels weird. It's like I just paid this much, and you're selling drinks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Also, that's a liability. You know what I
On
mean?
their behalf,
That that you're selling alcohol. If you don't have the liquor license, you're already setting up yourself, and people don't want that to happen.
I wouldn't want to walk. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to walk somewhere like I'm already naked and stuff, and like walk to the bar. Like this is my first time there. Walk to the bar. Like it's just it takes away from the experience if you're going to like. Let me take out my card. Like it just takes away from the experience. So I can understand that part too.
Also, like, one of the things is this though. Like when you talked about in the terms of the law, that also depends. A lot of what goes on is influenced by what the laws are to the state that you're operating in. We have parties in New York and New Jersey and in the tri-state area, and we're going to be expanding a lot. But one of the things that I feel like is distinguishable here is probably what we're getting at is that people are here because they are trying to participate in an open sexual environment. Like the only business that gets done is you'll purchase a ticket, which gives you entry into the facility.
Right.
So the clear distinction is you purchase the ticket that'll let you come in here. Everything else is amongst whatever happens socially and such there. The only other business transaction that you may have is sometimes we have vendors where they're like selling lingerie and sex toys, or like they may be selling cannabis products and things like that. But there isn't any soliciting. So when it comes down to
people confuse that. I'm sorry. People confuse that a lot with sex parties. Like, well, not confuse it, but I think that that's what people's minds go as far as a sex party. Like, it's a lot of soliciting going around, or like, the confusion behind that. So I'm glad that you brought that up. And now I'm like, I'm having a ha-ha moment because it's the ticket. And then what you do afterwards, it's completely up to you.
I could tell a little bit about what type of party it is based on how much you pay for the ticket. Now, the stripper parties, that's something I got invited to. You know what I mean? I got a friend. She's an adult film star and also a published model for Rough Riders. So she invited me to a stripper party that they have tonight. Now, that's cool. But it seems so much like, I think that's out of my damn price range, man.
Oh, okay.
You're paying money to get in there. Then you got to make it rain and buy chicken and buy liquor. Yo, come on. Now, there's other...
But do you see that one to be like a good party? Because you just said it depends on the
I want to support her, but you know what I'm saying? That's not really necessarily my field, because like I understand I'm a sex worker myself. Everybody that you're chilling with, they're doing business. And I mean, like, to each his own. But it just doesn't necessarily feel good to me after being in lifestyle parties. It's like, all right, so then you'll make the decision where, now this costs a little bit more than a stripper party and such. But everybody in there is what you would consider civilian. They are there because they want to be.
Civilian.
So it's up to you. It's up to you and your social skills as far as what happens.
Right.
Nobody is there. There's no game.
I want to go there to network. There's so much. So what's the average cost of a sex party?
Depends on where, you know what I'm saying? It depends on what type of
ticket, or you talking about party?
Everybody has a different thing that they do. Sometimes a common thing that they do is they'll have prices, which we're still in the old school binary way of thinking, where they have men's tickets and women's tickets and couples tickets. The women's tickets are usually the most affordable. They can be from free before 11 to like $25 or such like that. A couple tickets can go from, I guess, from anywhere depending on where you are. Like if it's down south, a place like this, they tend to be a little bit more affordable, I guess, relative to where we are. But a couple's tickets could be like from the cheapest that I see maybe to like $35 to like $75, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what's inclusive.
Right.
If you are a man, which is, well, typically if you're a masculine presenting cis man, your ass is gonna pay.
And pay you will.
Yes.
right.
The lowest that you can get in probably around here, the cheapest single male ticket I seen was somehow, somebody did one, and I feel like she took that shit off the market. I saw one for $40 one time, and then like, everybody else.
Who's not gonna do that?
Everybody else probably looked at her like that was hosting, like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why?
Take that shit down. $40, hell no.
You said cis man. What's a cis man?
What you? Oh, okay.
You-
Go ahead. If you want to.
You identify as a man. You were born a man. You
So-
say you're a man.
Biologically born
Biologically,
as a
yeah.
man.
Biologically.
Cisgender.
That's what we have to
Yeah.
go to now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cisgenders.
He a part of the community.
We can do the pronouns later.
Damn. So if I'm a man that identifies as a female, I'm still a cis man.
No.
No.
It's too
Cisgender
much.
Your
It's
pronouns
just
would
you-
be what you
you
tell me.
as a person.
And if that's how you would do
Yeah.
that, then your pronouns would be she, her.
But you.
So
you
I
change
would be
your
like
pronoun.
Billy, her in that situation.
Well, so what's the difference between cis man and man?
It's the same.
It's the same thing, but now we
So-
have a new pronoun.
But it's just more specific. It's
Right.
just
More
really
specific.
just the whoever
I was at
is born
Chipotle.
with that genitalia and they identify and say, "I
Because
am
there's
a
a
man."
trans man too.
Yes.
So it's how you
Exactly.
identify whom.
Okay.
That like that.
It's a learning moment for everybody.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, baby. There's nothing wrong.
I was
with
at
that.
Chipotle the other day complaining about one of the employees, and they was like, don't call her, it's they. I said, well, they didn't put enough chicken in my bowl. Shit.
I mean,
I'm
I
so
feel like
into
that's
all
a
of
little-
that.
You got to look at the bio.
I love it. Yeah.
yeah, but if you don't know somebody
Right.
personally,
And I think it's to me, I like it. I appreciate it because we're coming from a place of giving people the respect that they're owed. So
Right.
if that's what you want to identify yourself as, go ahead, let me know so I can respect you in that way.
Using people's names
I love
is
it.
also
I love
a way to
I
pronouns
think that's
these
the
days.
easiest thing to do.
I
Just
love
say
the
their
pronouns
name.
these days.
Just say their
no,
name.
Absolutely, that's the
Yeah.
easiest thing. But
Unless you
to
know
me,
them personally and you know their personal
I
pronouns.
love the
just
pronoun
say their name.
situation.
So-
thing.
What
I-
is? Oh,
Yeah, I've been chatting a lot. What are some pros and cons about being a swinger? Are you a swinger? That's the real question.
Yeah, of course, man.
But what's like-
non-monogamy is an umbrella term.
Non-monogamy is an umbrella term.
But like,
Yes.
what do you find like pros and cons about it?
Well, I mean, this is real complex, man, because when you're talking specifically about just swinging.
Just swinging in general.
Just
'Cause,
swinging?
You know, some people. I'm just curious.
All right, so look, I mean, I seen on a Facebook post people talked about when it's your first time the brother is in the environment and the wife is playing with another man, the experience that they feel, you know, they talk about how, look, we are not robots. We're going to feel something. So every now and then,
Yeah.
you're going to
must be
face,
hurt.
so every now and then you face certain emotional conundrums like that.
Absolutely.
What I feel like is this, though. In my experience, it depends on how you're doing. In my lifestyle, in my community, from hosting parties and being in this, I'm around so much sex. It takes, like, one of the pros would be, like, anytime I'm chilling with anybody, like a woman, like me right now, I just feel so not pressed. Because it's like, I'm not saying I'm fucking everybody and like that, but
Right.
it just
That
makes me
was
feel like,
another question I had.
nah, it just makes me feel like I don't gotta sit here being like, damn, man, I just really gotta hit Spanish Black
Right.
Barbie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Not Spanish Black Barbie. That's not my name. But I get it. I can see that.
Spanish Black girl. Like,
Thank you.
What I'm saying is that, being in an open sexual environment, number one, it gives you the opportunity to be all of who you are, because I think that a large part of the society is sex negative. So there's a lot of stigma socialized with certain things that people want to explore sexually. So one, you get to really be yourself. Two, you are so... Like, you don't know how much it is that everybody loves sex, so you get to meet a lot of people. When you get to understand, hey, look, we all fuck, so this is where you'll meet somebody, perhaps where you'll find a nice job, or you'll find somebody who will do your hair this way. You know what I'm saying? Because we're still people at the end of the day. So we have so much time that we spend together and stuff like that. This is how we get to know each other. And the relationships that you build, they also lead to other places and networking and stuff like that.
You just
So when you are a voyeur, do you have to have your clothes on, or does your clothes have to come off also?
Well, typically what people like is if you're in a space where they're playing, is that everybody has their clothes off. That's typically a standard rule, mandatory dress down and such. But, when you make it clear.
mandatory dress down.
Yes.
Mandatory naked.
The uniform
Right,
is...
mandatory naked.
Yeah, typically what they want you to do is to make sure that, like, everybody there is, like, comfortable. Because, like, whoever's in a sexual act, if you're all dressed up, sometimes they feel like this is awkward and such, but you will be if you're not nude, you'll be dressed down.
What's dressed down, though?
Well, dressed
Like a
down means
robe?
that you won't have a shirt on typically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something like that. And the ladies, they may be wearing something sexy, negligee, lingerie, stuff like that.
Got it.
Would you find, like, when you're in there and you're hosting, do you see that people struggle with their body confidence? Can you tell that someone may not be comfortable with their body confidence, or maybe their first time going there, they don't know, like,
They feel
can you
a little
just sense
awkward.
that nervousness in them?
Well, as far as you talked about body confidence, like, I'm glad that you mentioned that. You see, on our flag, on the logo here, there's a plus size woman on the Nzuri Kabila logo, because
I
body
like plus size
positivity,
women.
along with centering black folks who want sexual expression, is real important. We are a black spot. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, we're black. We're not diverse. We're black.
Black, black.
We don't bring nobody else in. But
Nah,
the
but
folks.
listen. Now, what happens is from the get-go, everybody can see that unapologetically, celebration of diverse body types is what we try to be about in the forefront on our flyers
amazing.
and things like that. Now, when you talked about, like, the initial nervousness, this is how I guess we were eventually going to get to this, right? So,
Right,
when everybody
I have some more
purchases,
stuff that I want to get into.
so everybody purchases a ticket, right? I give them a lot of tools and information. Like, we've been on a few websites and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's a website called Swingers Help we were on. So I send them some information from that. It tells you everything about, like, information about how to deal with jealousy to
Like, you have to do your homework.
That's
If
one
you
more
want to.
question.
Right.
also, you know what I mean? Some YouTube
Tutorial.
videos that they should check out, our show.
Right.
And everybody also gets, like, a discount to this right here, right?
Right.
So we had this gentleman called, we had Jack Polo come on the show. This is Triple X Playground, right? So every event we have this. So we even do this on our show where we have, like, a little bit of icebreaker. The game here is get people, whether it's a couple or a group setting, to experiment sexually. So you can
If you
do
listen to audio, you need to come to YouTube at 25 and Over Club and come to episode 130-something and come find us.
Yes.
Also, me and Billy are a couple. So,
Oh, a couple of friends.
Wow. Y'all can have an open relationship, man. For real.
you were
Y'all
quick
should be
with it,
poly, man.
bitch.
Well, if you
Probably, that's a whole nother episode.
Right.
That's a whole nother episode.
Hold up now. Hold up.
Right, I
a
see
lot
you
of
next
people
time.
have a lot of ways to identify. Like, all right, so when you play Triple X Playground, it's like, if you guys are familiar with, like, Shoots and Ladders, so there's 3 ways to play.
Oh, my God. That's cute.
So one way is
You
just
put
like
it-
a board game.
Took it back.
Right?
Right.
So if it was like a more intimate setting, we would play the board game
the
and little
cum.
tokens would land here.
Wow.
So
I got to
right
take
now-
off my glasses for this, too.
Yeah, give me the dice.
I'm glad that you mentioned the dice, right?
Wow.
You act like I played before.
Come.
you know.
No, this is like a leash and
I'm
such
sorry, I'm
right
over
here.
here. A
So the-
leash. Oh wow.
So the one way is that you would put the tokens and you would advance all the way from 1 to 100, and you would utilize the games and the die and such like this.
And you take this
Like
out
this token right here would be like one of the things that you would do like on Monopoly, and you would use the die to advance your square. Now,
Got it.
the second way that you play is that you will play using the die exclusively, right? Since he brung up the die. The die right here, there are four die. This is the number die. It's white.
Cute. She's cute.
Okay? Now, the die that you have is called the position die. There's other pieces here.
Okay.
So here's what you would do. Everybody who rolls the die, you see, the man would roll the black one. The woman rolls the red one.
Okay.
And the peach one is the position die. So what you do is you'll roll the die together, being how you identify, and depending on what it says, like
how you identify.
yeah, so like the position here would be like 69, missionary on the peach dice, doggy, right on top. So the woman would be like,
Whoa.
like if
Roll it out.
Right. I need to know.
so like if I rolled
And I can purchase this for like my own thing.
yeah, it's for $69.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Why did
Yeah,
you
we
say it
actually, like I said, you can hit us up and we'll give you the
see what
codes.
you
so
do.
that
But
you
I
can get
also
out
want to
with.
know, I can play this with my partner. I can play this
Yes.
with whoever.
Oh, my birthday's
right?
coming.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what I want to know.
So, like an example, mine said like wild, and if you turn it on the side, it says fuck her and cowgirl and such.
Got
so there's
it.
also the
So then now you'll
Women's
start
die.
doing that, is what you're saying.
yes.
Oh.
Now there's to keep it moving along. There is a hourglass. I'm sorry, to keep it moving along, there's an hourglass. It's
Okay.
time for 1 minute so that everybody can continue moving along.
Right,
But what
because
we do on our show is we
Sorry.
play the third way. So as you notice, there's three.
There's more than one?
Yes, it's 3 games in one.
Okay.
There's the dice game, the board game, and the card game.
Okay.
So the card game, what we typically do is like we snatch some cards whenever we have a guest, and towards the beginning of the show, we have the Triple X Playground Icebreaker. So the black cards are perhaps the most vanilla, I guess the most,
Boo.
Right.
these are the ones that help you get to know everybody. So this is
Okay.
when some,
These are the
the
ones
vanilla.
that keep it cute. Those are, right?
so like I'll turn over my card and I see like the first one that I have, like if I'm asking, let me start
No,
with
ask,
you.
right.
Which best describes you? Dominant, submissive, or naughty?
It's a mix of things. I would go with the submissive and naughty together.
Submissive?
Yeah, and naughty at the same time.
Billy, I have one for you. Is your significant if your significant other could give you any sexual experience completely free of guilt, what would it be?
Ooh.
Ooh, it would be have sex on the subway.
The subway.
The
The
subway?
Long Island
That's
Railroad.
dirty.
You said the
The
Long
Long
Island
Island
Railroad
Railroad?
though is better. The Long Island Railroad, I fuck with.
I
it.
always
That's
been
your
saying the Long Island Railroad because it's something about
Ain't nobody trying to
Nobody-
fucking
yeah.
Canal
We've
Street
heard-
in the C train, man.
Yeah,
It's dirty.
Okay. Free of guilt.
free of guilt.
Okay.
Because I want to get caught.
I have a question. I got one for
I
you.
want to get caught.
Would you be willing to try anonymous blindfolded sex?
Absolutely.
See,
That's too boring.
How is that too boring?
No, I'm
You know
just
what?
saying these questions are too boring.
But that was
just
the
said they the
that's what he was
vanilla
saying.
questions.
Those are the
Well, go to
icebreakers.
Neapolitan.
You know
with
what's so
strawberry
crazy?
and
We had
chocolate.
some
'cause-
icebreakers for you.
the red card is actually when you get into it and such. This is what we would do when people are really, really ready to play. This is like a coupon card. The cards that say coupon is for like
Wait, that's
you're in a
spicy?
couple. Yes, it says win an extreme night of pleasure. Anything goes. This would be for your partner.
Coupons. Okay.
Another one that says, wow.
No, bring it up. Right. Don't hold on.
Say
Don't
it.
hold back now.
Nah, it's just it's context to it. It says pay to play, negotiate points.
Pay to play.
Yes. Now you collect points along the series of the game and such like this. But like this game right here, the point
I
is
really like that. That's
the point of
I
this
like card
game
games.
is a fun and interesting way for
Right.
people to, when there's that little awkwardness when you first get there,
Right.
to transition naturally, and a fun, interesting way to transition seamlessly to the environment and such like this. So like when you come to our event, you could always buy some sex toys and stuff like that, black owned and all of that. And you can, of course, get high.
Now, when
And
you
you can, of
have
course, get high.
people come, do you, as far as like people that want to come, they purchase a ticket, is there like a thing that they have to
Vetting
go through, like
process?
a vetting process or something like that? And like if you find somebody that you like, oh, this person's a little bit creepy, like do you like refuse them? Like what do you do when it comes to stuff like that?
One of the things that we do is like we talk a lot. You see, we like I said, we've been around for a while. And we're connected to a lot of other people in communities who do this. So we encourage everybody to join our group chat. And a lot of the members that we find are from people who are familiar with the swinger lifestyle community or these type of venues already.
Right.
So we'll find somebody from another group or from, you guys are familiar with, there's a few websites that you can be on, like there's Dating Kinkies. They might find us from Dating Kinky or Playground to
I thought Dating Kinky was
Field, Swing Lifestyle. They'll find us from there. From there, then we're able to vet them by being able to check out their profile, see how long that they're in here. And then sometimes when you know people from who've been at certain parties, that's another way that we meet them as well.
Absolutely.
So when we have a feeling about somebody, every event that we have, also we try to, what they do is this thing called the circle of consent, where people introduce themselves and briefly go over their boundaries. But there always will be security there. You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
Yeah, we have a special type of security whom can be trusted, but we picked everybody because we picked these people who are familiar with the environment, who will be comfortable, and also know they have techniques and skills that they know that they can handle this situation and diffuse the conflict here.
Right.
Because you don't necessarily want, like, it's like you don't want Suge Knight up in here, man.
Right, so touchy, right, it's already.
And then it's embarrassing if you get beat up and you're naked already.
Yo, I did see somebody, this was out in Queens. We had this party called Sneaky Links, and somebody got knocked out outside, man. I was trying to get my dick sucked in a hot tub, and then Shorty went to see somebody get knocked out and fuck my damn shit up.
Of course, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I ain't sucking no
you
dick.
beat me to it.
Niggas is getting knocked out. I ain't sucking no
I was
dick.
going to ask you, was there ever a time in any of the parties that you've been to that it was a situation like somebody had to be put out, like, you gotta go?
Unfortunately, it happens because, you know, there are people consuming alcohol.
Right.
And like with any community, you know, eventually you'll have situations where everybody doesn't get along. Even I got ops. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but
Even I got ops.
typically what happens is this, though. When there is a situation, like I said, there's always security and always people who are entrusted. We keeping everybody safe that steps in. And we also, because we've been around for a while, the age group of
It's a little
us,
older.
they're like the youngest, like you say, 25 and over. Nobody is under 25.
Got it.
And like, not that somebody, not that we have any issues with
Yeah.
people who are 22, 23. It's just like, you know,
Life is different after 25.
And then I also
Join
feel
us.
like at 22, 23, you still trying to figure out exactly what it is that you like.
there's some beautiful people and such, because like, all right, you see, now at that age, it's like you're old enough to be my co-host's child. So like, they feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about co-host child, have you ever seen mother and daughter or relationships inside the...
Billy is a troll. He asked me this shit on purpose because he already knows what I was getting ready to say.
We know. We just want everybody else to know.
All right, so I had a friend of mine whom I met because I was, like I explained, hard as soft. One time I was on Instagram and then somebody was talking about, hey, listen, retweet and all of those little things that they say. And then I was like,
And all
yo,
those little things
your
that they say.
daughter is an adult entertainer as well? She's like, yeah. So I was like, wow, do you guys perform? Yeah. So this was one of those conversations, like I say all the time. I try to like
They
see.
perform together? What you mean?
What I mean is they're there and they're there. They both are fully aware of their career,
Right.
and they both are fully aware of their sexual activities. And it happens in the same room. So I started the conversation.
And
like,
it happens in the same.
What's your mother?
Can you give me the information? I would love to talk to them. 25 and over
Your
exclusive.
mother.
But you know,
Bitch.
So I met
That's
like the husband
different.
is whom I was like cool with. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was the husband put me on.
The husband got to be a stepdaddy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
thank God.
But
I mean,
either way,
actually, and when you see, I mean, clearly a stepdad because of,
Wait.
Really?
No. So what you're telling me is, oh, hell no.
when you look at them, it's pretty obvious that it's the stepdaddy.
stepdaddy.
But
Okay.
yo, check it out. So he was telling me like, yeah, look, he even come up with a name with it, the mother-daughter sandwich now. That's what they be putting on the flyers. So like I said, I was like, yo, look, so I'm gonna fuck and your daughter's gonna be there? Yeah. I'm gonna fuck you in front of your daughter? Yeah. And then I'm gonna fuck your daughter? Yeah. And then you gonna give me head? Yeah. And then your daughter gonna give me head? Yeah. And then I'm gonna come in your mouth? Yeah. And then you gonna spit in your daughter's mouth? Yeah. And like, yo, I kept going with that type of shit.
You know what's crazy?
I kept going with
There
that
was
type of
an
shit.
article or a video I saw the other day on the gram of the Insta that said this lady, she had a threesome with this guy and his mother. And he
yeah,
was
I
talking
saw
to
that.
his
You
mother
also-
like,
yeah.
he was like, yeah, do what you do best to his mother. And it's like,
And his
what
mother.
world?
But the
all right,
lady
I'm not-
said
I'm not
She said the
kink
mother sucked
shaming,
the
but-
son's dick.
But
So
the,
I don't.
yeah, did she
That
say
sound crazy.
Did
Yeah.
the article say
It's-
that he was the mother sucked the sons off?
The
mother sucked
lady, the one that was telling the story, she's the one that said that the mother sucked
Sucked
the
the
son's
dick.
dick.
Okay, because I thought that it was just like do what you do best. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
No,
maybe he was
we-
being disrespectful
I-
to
I-
his mother. Like you sucked it good.
Our big age, we don't kink shame. But do you feel like there is a limit?
I mean, everybody's individual boundaries are up to them. You know, like I was saying with this, that happened when I linked up in the Bronx and I went up to play. This was at the play party and such. I to this day, I'm actually a little skeptical. What I believe,
Because of the Bronx.
nah,
Thank you. Thank
nah,
you.
but
right.
what I believe is this though. Now, what I believe, I tell everybody, what I believe that happened is taking the term mother daughter literally is what's going on.
Okay.
I just am not really sold on them actually being mother and daughter. I have a bunch of theories. Like,
Okay.
they're friends, and somebody one day a long time was like, "Yeah, you look like her," and they ran with the joke. Or maybe the older one raised her in a way, but they didn't have her, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just- I believe that's what I believe, but they're really on their story like, "Nah, this is my daughter," and such. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? She was topping me off like, "Oh, isn't she a good girl?" I'm like, "Yeah, she is."
What?
That's crazy.
She said,
I
"I
want
taught
to
her
go
well."
to a party.
But you know, I do want to get into touch a little bit on the serious side, and get into are there condoms at these parties?
Of course.
How are you guys being protected? What are you doing for people to stay protected?
Yeah, yo, one of these parties was actually sponsored by a black-owned condom brand, B Condoms, out in Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice,
Yes,
okay.
this community, when you are involved, you get involved with meeting so many people. Like I met my
awesome.
homegirl Tay. She designs liquor, and this is what we had in February. She has liquor-infused treats. They're shaped like titties and pussies and dicks, and they'll get you fucked up
that's
because
crazy.
they're infused with alcohol and such. But like, yes, we are definitely using condoms. Since I'm an adult performer, I actually take it a step further to encourage everybody to know their status. You should also
Absolutely.
check out the Board of Health towards the daytime and the early time. You can get your test results within 2 to 3 days because, like I said,
Can you see other people's test results on there?
No, that's HIPAA.
No, that's
yeah,
when
hit
somebody.
but-
Right, that's when
Yeah, it
somebody
makes
is
sense.
What you do is, all right, for that, this is a organization called Talent Testing, which is a little more expensive. That is designed for adult performers where
Oh, wow.
they'll put their QR code on their Twitter or on their Instagram, like, yo, look, my test results here. So if they're in a community, they want someone to work with them, they know that they're safe. So
Oh, that's amazing.
you have the option to have your results shareable if that's what you want.
Okay, which is I like that. I like that a lot.
So so we said that, but also being safe when you with drinks. People are known to drug people. What's the safety with alcohol being involved?
Well, that's one of the things where like people bring their own bottle, but like, you know, there's a section where typically people are drinking. They are walking around with cups and such. But we have these events. There's a designated like bartender. So essentially her job is to make sure that all of the beverages are safeguarded. So they're in one place and such. If you really wanted to, that's if you bring them if you're a cheap ass and you bring the $4 bottle of Georgie.
we ain't
People do
judging,
that?
but if that's what you want to do.
Because listen, now
Georgie.
socially, when you're at a social gathering and such, you
Right.
know what I mean? Where, like, bring a bottle. It's like, give me the little $4 shit.
Right.
Whoever's coming to my party, do
bring
not
what
bring
you
Amsterdam.
Right, please. FYI.
Yeah. If you
None
come
of
to
that
my
shit.
party,
If you wanted to bring one of
Casamigo.
them little bottles, like, you can have that personally if that wanted to make you feel safe. But
Am I dragging it? I have an idea.
No. Anyways, all right, I'm just so excited about this.
Never mind. I'll talk about it off camera, but on camera. Because like at my party, what if we have a performance, but not us? Like, do you know anybody that'll perform at the party?
Of course, we know plenty of people.
My
We got people
mom
like that
is
in the group
coming.
chat.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
well, she better enjoy.
I'm joking.
but I mean, your mother may love it. You never know.
no, yeah. No.
That would be dope, right?
Yeah, that would be really dope. We can discuss that later because I'm tired.
I bet you her mom is probably fine as hell.
Who, my mom?
Yes.
My mom is she's a great person. Lately, she's been very encouraging of like me being sex positive. And like, the other day I had like this, just off record, I had this conversation with her because I was like feeling guilty because I don't care. I'm very open. I'm like dealing with two people, right? And I'm having sex with two people. And not oftentimes is a female going to say that because she feels shame to say that she's having sex with two people. So I called my mother up and I told her, I'm like,
Just two?
yes, just two. I'm sorry. But I'm like, I called her up and I told her, I'm like, I don't know why I'm feeling bad about me having sex with two people that I'm dating, I'm not in a relationship with, and we both, like, we have an understanding. And I was scared at first, but, she gave me just this pep talk about, like, you're at, are you being protected? Are your feelings involved? And it turned out to be an amazing conversation between me and my mom because she was saying, you're at an age where you have to explore and get to know the person even in the bed. Like, how do you know that you want to be with someone for so long if you don't explore those things? But yeah, she's been very, very good.
And one of the most important things that we need to do in society, especially when we're talking about sex with women, is we need to make sure that we leave space to have conversations about making sure that she is prioritizing her pleasure. So prioritizing her pleasure may look to her different what it may look to someone else's pleasure, which is why she'll have as many partners as she wants or as few as she wants. They may identify how they want.
It's your coochie. You do what you want with it.
Yes.
Right, don't be
And life is short, man,
right.
for real.
coochie. What is it? Coochie.
Police.
Paroling me. Right. Don't be coochie paroling me. But life is short.
Well,
I don't want any female to ever feel shamed of wanting to explore that physical need. And it's so much. I've been learning over the last couple of years what I like, what I don't like,
What do
what
you
I
like?
desire. Lately, I like touch.
Touch.
Like
What kind of touch?
that arouses me.
Touch with hands?
Touch with hands, touch with tongue,
Touch with
touch
mouth.
with toys. It depends. Like that's lately my my thing. But you can't be scared.
Have
of
you ever
like,
been flogged? Like impact
No,
play?
but but you know what was asked me that too? Tahoe asked me that when he was here.
Yeah.
Right? Tahoe asked me the same question. It's funny.
If
But-
we do another live show, would you be able to show us, like, audience?
Oh, that'll be super
Oh,
fucking dope.
yeah. Matter of fact, I'm going
That'll
to
be
tap
super-
somebody to come through and show y'all that.
No, let's
That'd
really
be
connect
fucking
after
dope.
this.
Yeah,
if we do another live show, even though I say we're not, but I know we are, but I know we're not.
You know, when it comes to being sex negative, at the end of my show, this is something that we just started doing in season 2. At the end of our show, we noticed that there's always, like I try to do a lot of research and shit, people like to laugh and such.
Absolutely.
So everybody who watches our show, there's always something that's a problem that's keeping us sex negative. So before I actually close out the show, I always highlight that shit. So there's always somebody or something to make fun of. It's like my own version of like Donkey of the Day and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Like, yo, one of the ones that we did one time is like, it depends on what's going on at the time. Like, homie that was talking about Sierra,
Oh my god.
that was one of the best ones.
So corny.
Okay.
Yeah, we did that and such like this.
Yeah,
I played
you
the
have to
video with
keep
him
it
pissing on
light.
himself and shit. Like,
You have to keep it light. You have to keep it light.
I'm glad you spoke about being sexually free as you got older. And my question to you is, let's touch a base before we wrap up on sexual fantasies. What advice do you have or tips do you have to people on how can they explore their sexual fantasy?
well, again, like I say, when it comes to exploring, first thing is that I think definitely there's so many tools and there's so much information. I would definitely do your research. You know, you can look up things on YouTube and such for free. But the thing that I say that helps is to find a community where you
Absolutely.
not only feel like you're learning and you're exploring, but you also have a support network that
Right.
can make all the more difference when you're on your journey, where there are people around that still make you feel like valid and whole. And then there are people who are sharing things with you
You.
that they have learned and stuff. So
Got it.
having a community of people is really
But you should start.
essential.
So if let's say you have a partner and you know your fantasies start coming up, because I got some fantasies that I want to try, and I was telling Ben, he's like, oh, he's very vanilla, and he's just like, why you have to do so much? And I'm like, nigga, like, don't you want to try something
Why
new?
you gotta do so
And then
much?
and it's like, I know Taurus, I told him I want to try this, and he's down with it, but he ain't shit. So I'm like, damn, nigga, do I really want to go back talking to you? Because I'm at the age where I want to try a lot of shit. You feel me? So how do you have sexual fantasies, conversations with
your partner.
your partner?
Yo, like I said, we're still on a journey where a lot of people who done sat with us, they can give us a whole lot of direction on where. First off, it always to depend on what the boundaries are with you and your partner and what you guys have discussed and such. You know what I'm saying? That's where the starting point is. A couple of people or a couple of places I would send people. There's a course. We had a doctor come on here.
Oh, wow.
From NYU. Her name is Dr. Jana Vrangalova. She has this course called Open Smarter. So if you want to open your relationship, they even have like an Open Smarter social every month.
That's cute. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, definitely check that out. She was on our show.
Right,
some of the websites on Facebook and such are also great places. Swingers Help. That they did a
That's cute.
Yeah, they did a segment on connecting with black swingers, and they put us on the list.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah,
Shout out
doing
to y'all.
big things.
Yeah, they have segments on introducing your partner to non-monogamy. So it depends on like what is it that you want to experiment with. Like I would learn that is just like, are you trying to experiment with perhaps something in the BDSM realm? Do you want to experiment with opening your relationship? Is this something like a sex toy, or perhaps you guys want to try something like you want to record yourselves? Like, what is it? Like, depending on what it is that you want to delve into, that would determine like where I would send you and such like that.
I'm at the point where like phasing into things because I deal with aggressive men.
Yeah.
So I'm at like sex toys now, leading into like
Do you like women?
yes.
Okay. Do you like
yeah.
aggressive women?
No, I don't like aggressive women.
So you want to take control? And
Yes. I like feminine women. But I'm into, like I said, I'm into that phase. And like slowly I've been noticing that the partners that I've been with now, they're like phasing into it with me as well. So it's happening naturally. It's not something that's like, I'm telling you like, oh, this is what I want.
That's that grown dick.
Yeah. It's the grown people. So like I'm appreciating that as I'm gradually learning about stuff, the person that I'm dealing with is gradually learning as well. And we don't have to like kind of force each other to have that conversation.
But the most important thing that I would definitely want you to do is encourage you to feel comfortable with communicating your wants.
Right.
So that I want everybody to make sure that this is one of the core principles of this sexual open environment is the communication. Because
Absolutely.
one thing I didn't get to talk about is consent. Consent culture is very important. Like
So
I said, we
big,
have
so big.
cultures of consent. You know what I'm saying? So that people really get to understand that consent is ever changing. People can change their mind and things like this.
Absolutely.
To understand the full spectrum of what that means, and also understanding how to communicate what their pleasure and the needs.
Even in the middle of sex, and this is like really, really quick. The other day I'm having sex and I don't like anal. And I said it verbally in the middle of sex. I'm like, I don't like it.
Like not even a tongue in your butt?
No, I don't know why I don't like it. I just
Don't choke, really.
maybe the tongue once in a while, but like lately I've been meeting people that like
How would you
really
say?
like it, and I'm like, no, not tonight. So I vocalized that, and like the person like completely was like, all right, I understand. And then we had a conversation about it afterwards, and he was like, all right, got it. Won't happen again. So I just feel like even in the bedroom, it's still important. Like if you have to like, I know that can be like, fuck, fucking up my vibe. If this is the way you feel in the bedroom, you have to speak up.
Yeah.
You have to speak up because then you're going to think, that person's going to think it's okay. And when y'all do it again, y'all going to be in trouble.
Also having these kind of conversations, what it does is people like us, if you're with somebody from my community and such, they're much more in tune and practice with communicating and things being on the table. So
yeah.
instead of just
You
doing
need
that,
to.
they will be like, how about I put it in your ass? Like this is something that like
That's a normal, right? I get it. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Right.
like how's it nice
So
for
what
you? Like, for
if
real?
you express your fantasies to your partner?
Yeah, she laughed like look, like she knows exactly how she wants to be asked to put it in her ass.
What if you ask your partner about your sexual fantasies and they reject you? Like, how does that?
You mean
How
like
you
if
go
you're in
forward?
a monogamous relationship, if it's just two people,
Yes, because I think all of us over here is very heavy on monogamy. But I
couldn't
learned,
do it.
See, we don't got that much time because listen, let me tell you something.
I just know me. I'm just.
It's something that Mandy so said. I don't think she called it monogamy or poly. I think she called it a customized relationship, and
That's
you customize your relationship to how you want it. And as much as I'm like, I think I could be down for it. It's a lot of jealousy.
Yeah.
So, and even
you're
that,
Virgo.
like, you host a swingers club. Do you see jealousy in the club?
Yeah.
Or
I mean, like I said, we're humans, but you know what I mean? People have to.
Check themselves at the door.
have you ever been jealous?
I mean, yeah, I have that feeling. You know what I'm saying? But not as much now. It just doesn't seem like that because I understand what sex is. And it's like, yo, one of the things that you get to understand how to do
I
is to
agree.
practice love without ownership.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? So,
I'm sorry. I was just telling Bilal this. Like Bilal doesn't understand. Like the person I'm dealing with now, I respect enough to know that I like it, but I don't. We don't own each other. We just having a good
because
time.
this person is somebody that you care about, that you love, and you're sharing everything with. But the thing about it is that you just don't want to get into this mindset like, yo, I own her body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this dude was touching on my chick. Like, you know what? This is what happens. Somebody who was here, sat here. She has a organization that she runs called Sex Church, and what she said is like,
That's different.
no, this is when the guy who created this game is here.
okay.
Sex Games and Sex Church, that episode. And what she says is like when you have sex with somebody, like they talk about our body and such as like, yo, she was like, yo, like if you like the pussy still belongs to her. Like you do
Right.
not like you do not share a pussy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it still belongs
Yes,
Right.
you don't. The pussy belongs to her, but at the same time, for me in the relationship, the value kind of goes down
Could you-
because it's like I don't own you, but you're mine, and like I wish I could really understand how to explain it without saying like the person is mine, but it's just like
it's the
if it's just
intimacy.
so easy for you to let everybody touch you, what part of you belongs to me?
The part of them that belong. All right. So the thing about it is that like that's again like it's the ownership thing and like how we in society we tend to look at how we quantify our feelings with you're so jealous, so that's why they care about you.
Right.
The thing about it is that like yo, the person who helped build Tribe Chat is a woman I love. You know, and we've been in a relationship, and there's a dude who was on our radio station for a long time. His name is Fat Man Scoop, right? He walked his ass up into this studio late as hell. And you know what he said to her? He said to her? Because he was talking about how my co-host, her and I had a threesome after the party. He was like, yo, you do this? Is like, how? Like, the thing is that people want to experience pleasure. And what is yours is all of the shared experiences, everything that like, cause we built this together, all of the memories and everything that you will experience in life together. Because after I done did this and I done had like what they call sport fucking, I know that
Port fucking.
yeah, the relationship is just so much bigger.
Put it in
Right.
sport.
You know what I'm saying? And we have so much more in common. And like I said, you're gonna feel jealous, but there's so many tools and things that I help you navigate to understand. Like, yo, look, for real, when you want to have sex, you only have eyes for one partner? You mean to tell me that nobody else in the whole fucking world looks attractive to you?
Nope.
I just think
That ain't
people they sex and love they try to make it interchangeable and it's not because you can love somebody and not have sex with them or have any physical attract. Like I think people just it's like sex and that like
I'm gonna ask you a question. Tell me your name again.
Tanique.
Tanique, so do you have this theory that you think that you'll suck a dick better because you love him?
No, I'm suck a dick better because I want to suck dick. Like,
Exactly.
that's what I'm. That's why I think people just because you love somebody, the sex don't equate that. Like it don't matter how much sex I have. Like they could say they love you, but they may not even really love you for real. But
So are you able to? So if sex and love don't equate, are you able to let let's say your husband, have sex with someone else?
But that's totally different. That's not a boyfriend. That's
So
a
would you
husband.
let your boyfriend have sex with someone else?
Not, and that's you using the wrong word.
He want to
It's
lick
letting.
asshole non-romantically.
Yeah.
He's like, oh baby, I only give the
Yeah, that's
I give you that romantic tongue, baby.
But it's
Non-romantically.
like, no,
I like that.
But I don't believe in
We
that.
talk about
I
eating
just,
ass on our show a lot.
No, but the way you said it,
I would rather not.
Non-romantically is the word.
if I'm gonna deal with somebody and they sleeping with other people, then it shouldn't be no label on us. Then we're just having fun, and we just communicate that with each other. Like, this what I'm doing. This what I'm doing. Everybody stay safe. But if it's somebody that's a label on it, and I feel like we are together and this is the thing, then of course I'm gonna feel away if he have sex with somebody else, because it's like, bro, I thought it was us.
Part of the relationship thing is that your feelings are okay.
Right.
You see, it's what we do with our feelings. You know what I'm saying? And the emotional intelligence is to try to put a little bit of empathy on to understand, like, yo, how this person is feeling. I'm going to fuck somebody else. And I know that, listen, her pleasure doesn't just stop short of me. It's like, yo, I had this thing with her that it was like, yo, I am only responsible for this amount of your sex life. The rest of it is like, yo, if you're tapping me to say, hey, I need your help with this is about making me come, that's my job. If it's not, then you got to get your nut.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well-
That's it. It's been so great to have you on here.
I know it's a question last, but it's really quick. How can me being gay, right? And I just want to go to one of your parties, right? Is that known enough a gay guy to go to one of your parties and just look and
How
how
does
can
that
I be
work?
comfortable?
You see, this is something that I talk about with my partner and everything, like, as we're moving progressively. You see, everybody in my community and such, everybody isn't heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Right.
but one of the operators, one of the managers, how does Clarence identify? Clarence, he says he's pansexual.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I feel like if you meet him and he sits down and talk to him, I think you'll get like a feeling of where you think he falls in the spectrum and
Okay.
such. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, everybody whom is there, they don't all share the same identity and such like this. You know what I mean? And my parties, yeah, everybody can come and sit down and chill. You want to come and sit down and chill? You want to do that?
I'll be there.
You know what I mean?
But not
The
together.
most important thing
Just
to tell
let me
you
know
is
what
like
day
when
you're
you're
going.
interacting and stuff like this. That's when it comes down to.
Yeah,
You
don't
know
be
what I mean?
weird.
The only thing the thing that would be awkward, if anything, would be how he looks, because he looks young. That's the most out of everything.
Okay.
And somebody will be over there like, yo, what, you go to school with my son? Like,
Fun.
I'm like, girl, no. Girl, no. But that was another great episode of
It
25
was,
and
it
Over
was.
Club.
Thank you so much
stopping
for
by.
coming
Yeah.
and giving us
Appreciate it.
your education and your knowledge. And yeah, this is
Where can people listen to Tribe Chat and more, drop your
all of the above.
well, what I do is we typically, like, we start our show like this. Like, Wolf could tell you. Like, what's going on, y'all? This is Tribe Chat, the long-form podcast for alternative sexuality from a black perspective. We make you think, we make you laugh, and we make you come. Record in WTF Media Studios, straight out of Soho, Manhattan. You guys can catch us on YouTube, on Full Swap Radio, and K97 FM. I'm holding it down for Big Pink Pegasus. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Ooh.
All right, we
Thank
like that. We like that. And then, thank you for tuning in
Thank you for
again to
coming.
25 and Over Club. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a motherfucking friend.
Tell their friend
Stay
and
safe
aunts,
out
their
there.
uncles, their primas, their de todo.
Yes, I'm about to get high.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wolf. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. We
That was
appreciate
so
it.
good.